Hey guys, well, I guess the title says it best, and if you haven't heard, over the past 24 to 48 hours, for the first time in about half a century, or a little over half a century, I should say, for the first time ever, the traditional holiday specials featuring Charlie Brown and the rest of the Peanuts gang will not be airing on network television. And the reason for this is due to the deal that the parent company behind Peanuts, along with Wild Brain and DHX and several others, made with Apple Plus last year when the Apple Plus streaming service debuted a little before or around the same time that Disney Plus did. And part of this deal basically not only includes developing new Peanuts content, including the Snoopy in Space series that they did, but it also includes inheriting and having the licensing rights to the various Peanuts specials and possibly movies. Those include mostly the traditional holiday specials that get aired around this time of year. Now, to say a lot of people were not happy about this when they heard about it, it would be an understatement because a lot of people have come out and said mainly that watching these specials traditionally every year is a piece of Americana. You know, you can't go a holiday or a year into the holiday season without watching them. Now, I can understand honestly where people are coming from. I mean, I'm not happy about it either, but this is what happens when certain companies decide to make agreements and basically let the licenses of the properties be utilized by these other companies they make deals with. Basically, they end up getting a bit of a backlash from the consumer or from people that are used to seeing certain things come on at certain times of the year. And in this case, that would be the Peanut specials. Now, I've read, I should say, several comments from people that have tried to justify this, that basically, the ratings for the specials haven't been as much, haven't been what they should be. And that, some people are even arguing the fact that, hey, you have Blu-ray now, you have DVR, you have, what is it? You have on demand, so so basically you shouldn't be upset about not watching the specials when they come on every year. You could watch them at any time. And they do have a point. I mean, why put these out on various physical media or downloadable media, like streaming or on demand or whatever, if they didn't have the intention of saying, hey, you don't want to wait, if they, I should say, what I'm trying to say, if they, the company, why would they put these out onto, like I said, onto physical media or streaming, or on demand, if they didn't have the idea of, hey, people don't want to wait a year to watch these specials to probably have something good to watch during certain times like what we're going through now, then hey, they could put it on any time because we're going to sell it to them. We'll sell it on Blu-ray. We'll sell it on DVD. We'll sell it through downloadable streaming, VOD. We'll put it on demand, stuff like that. So, so people do come up with, as crazy as it sounds, reasonable or justifiable reasons, I should say, as to why it makes sense for this to happen now, especially at this time of year, because it's mainly because of the fact that why complain when you can watch this at any time if you physically own a copy of it through a certain kind of media, whether it's Blu-ray, 4K Ultra Blu-ray, DVD, or VHS. And for me and my family, we own all three different media copies of Charlie Brown Christmas, Thanksgiving, excuse me, there, and Halloween. Well, mostly Thanksgiving and Christmas. We actually own various copies of it. I mean, when it comes to the Christmas one, we have, of course, the Blu-ray. We have the DVD, as well as we have a VHS that my mom bought a long time ago. And for me, of course, being the guy that goes out and records or window DVD burns various holiday specials for his traditional yearly holiday movies / specials DVD set, of course I have the special on there through various yearly recordings. So again, I can understand maybe where a lot out of these guys, well, some of these people, I should say, are coming from when they say, look, it's not that big of a deal. It's just the way things are right now. And oh, by the way, you do have other options of watching it if you want to watch it on a certain day that you feel it might have debuted or aired on network television. But again, like I said, a lot of people were not too happy about this due to the fact that it's a piece of Americana to them because it's also an annual family tradition. And even if they live on their own or they live with somebody like a girlfriend or fiance, it's still a tradition because they grew up on it. I know when I lived on my own in Lawrence, Kansas, I could not wait until that night on ABC or CBS when they would air Charlie Brown Christmas. I couldn't wait because even though I was on my own, it was still a very, very personal, family-oriented tradition for me to sit down and watch it. The same with the Rankin Bass specials like Rudolph and Frosty. So I can understand on both sides of the equation, why people, justify this happening, with Apple Plus and their service, and why people are upset that they shouldn't be doing this, and that if there's any kind of exception that should be made when it comes to this deal, it should be the holiday specials. So, yeah, unfortunately though, if you're used to watching the Peanuts holiday specials, traditionally month after month, going throughout this holiday season, that's not going to be the case this year unless you decide to subscribe or kind of potentially think of subscribing to Apple Plus, and then and only then will you be able to watch the specials during certain times of each month. This month, next month, and December. And speaking of the scheduling, from what I understand, it's going to be October 30th to November 1st for the Halloween one. I think it's going to be around the week before Thanksgiving that they're going to do the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and then it's going to be about approximately 2 weeks before Christmas that they'll be airing the Christmas one over the span of 48 hours. And if you are thinking about subscribing to Apple TV, you'll be able to watch it for free. Like, they're going to give you a free trial for the service, and part of that free trial is you'll be able to watch these during those days for at least 48 for those upcoming 48 hours. Anyway, though, guys, yeah, it is unfortunate. I will admit that this has happened because of this deal, but that's what's the old saying? That's just how the cookie crumbles, if you will. And that's just the end result of these kind of business deals. Sometimes they're great. You might look at them as being great, but then you find out, oh, wait a minute, there's a catch. And when you find out what that catch is, then you start kind of realizing, yeah, it's great, but maybe it's not as great as I thought it was. And that's kind of the case here with the Peanut special, with the Charlie Brown Peanut specials. So really, guys, that's all I could say on it. I do apologize if I sounded like I rambled. I stumbled over my words here. As usual, I'm doing this without a script, off the top of my head. But yeah, just thought I'd come on here and kind of give you my thoughts on the whole Peanuts holiday specials not airing for the first time in literally over half a century on network television, and instead will be showcased as part of Apple Plus's streaming service, starting at the end of this month, in the middle of next month, and the middle of Christmas month, December. Where if you're interested and if not thinking about going to Apple Plus, or at least subscribing to them for a brief period, you'll have the option to watch them there. But yeah, like I said, I can understand from both sides of the spectrum how people feel. Like I said, I can understand people justifying this, saying that the ratings have not been what they were, and also the fact that, hey, if you have a physical copy of it or a downloaded copy or whatever, then you shouldn't be upset. You're always going to be able to watch it whenever you want. Also, I can understand them also justifying that, hey, if you've recorded it onto DVR, then you still have the option to watch it there when it was last broadcast on network television, in this case, ABC. So really, guys, though, that's all I'm going to say about it. Let me know what your thoughts are. yeah, like I said, I can understand on the other side that people know they don't like this. They feel it's, a slap in the face of family tradition during the holidays. It's a slap in the tradition of Americana. So I can understand how they feel, but again, it's just the way things are when you make these kind of deals in business. So that's so again, guys. Though that's all I'm gonna really say. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like. What are your thoughts on the whole Peanuts holiday specials no longer being on network television and mainly being on Apple Plus for a while or for the foreseeable future? And do you think maybe there might be a backlash to the point that at least maybe we might get the Christmas special on network television? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you on this. And I will talk to y'all later.